Good afternoon and welcome to TEIMUN News Network. Reports are coming in of an accident at the José Cabrera nuclear power station near Madrid, Spain. The Spanish government has released a statement saying a problem with the cooling system has led to a partial meltdown of one of the nuclear plant reactors. Spain says it is currently performing contingency plans under the assumption that the situation might lead to a level 6 event on the scale of the International Nuclear Events Scale. To get an idea of the seriousness of the accident, we asked Dr. Professor Tajmahal Badulandabad. Professor Dr. Tajmahal Badulandabad, glad you can join us. Yesterday we received your expert opinion on the Iranian missiles during the Security Council crisis. You know a lot about missiles, right?
Indeed, I do know a lot about missiles, that's true.
Well, excellent. And as it turns out, you also know a lot about nuclear facilities, right?
Yes, I know a lot about nuclear facilities. That's also my area of expertise.
Well, excellent. Now, to give our viewers a comparison, a lot of people, when they think about accidents at nuclear power plants, they think, for example, of the 3 Mile Island incident in 1997, which was, of course, a serious accident, but not as serious as, for example, Chernobyl. Now, if we have 3 Mile Island here, and Chernobyl would be this, how big do you think that this accident is?
Well, after a lot of calculations and a lot of math and physics that are kind of difficult for your viewers, I would say that it would be something like this.
So, pretty darn serious.
Yeah, huge.
Thank you very much, Dr. Badulandabad.
You're welcome, thanks for reminding me.
Reportedly, all workers at the plant have been evacuated, and at least 10 of them are being treated for exposure to radiation. Spanish authorities are also stating that they have started preparations for a possible large-scale evacuation of the Madrid urban area, although it is assumed that such evacuations will most likely not be necessary. However, Spain is assuming that the accident might affect health conditions in the area for generations to come. In the case of Chernobyl, the nuclear meltdown led to more than 4,000 extra cancer cases amongst a population of 600,000 persons who were exposed to nuclear waste. According to rough estimates and depending on external factors such as weather conditions, it is assumed that as many as 500,000 people in the Madrid area could eventually be exposed to elevated levels of radiation. We now turn live to our reporter on the streets in Madrid for an update.
Thank you, Mike. So we're here in Madrid asking some random bypassers to see what they think of the current situation. So I just met this Spaniard. Hi.
Hello, I'm Arturo.
Peter. Hi. What do you think of the current situation at hand with the nuclear meltdown that happened just 50 kilometers outside of Madrid just a few hours ago?
I don't care, man. I don't care about the meltdown situation. We're in the final. Spain is in the final. ¡Viva España! Hemos llegado a la final y vamos a ganar. Vamos a ganar. Vamos a ganar. ¿Quién va a ganar? España. ¡No,
Okay. I don't know what he took off his shirt. He took off his shirt.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Peter, but we have new reports coming in right now. As we told you earlier, the partial meltdown has been caused by a failure of the cooling systems of the nuclear power plant. But as we just learned from Spanish authorities, this failure of the cooling system is most likely caused by a so-called cyber attack. According to Spain, this cyber attack was performed by a Pakistani-based terrorist group called Lashkar-e-Taiba. This group is by many believed to be responsible for the 2008 Mumbai terrorist attacks. Allegedly, the Spanish National Intelligence Office was yesterday also the target of a cyber attack. And during this cyber attack, classified information on the ICT security of national telecommunications networks, the power grid, and also nuclear power plants were allegedly subtracted from the servers from the National Intelligence Office. The Spanish government claims it had been preparing for a possible attack on one of these sectors since then, but that it has been unable to stop the attacks. The claims by the Spanish government seem to be supported by a video that was just released on the internet just a few hours ago, in which several Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists claim responsibility for the attacks.
You, members of the North Atlantic Council, you sit in there in your comfortable leather chairs with your air-conditioned rooms and you think how to attack our Muslim brethren. I am from South Waziristan, and have you seen that place? Hot, dusty. I have sand in my behind almost all the time. We don't need your bombs and guns to make it worse.
Given the scope of the attacks and the possibility of more attacks coming for Spain, the Spanish government has appealed to the North Atlantic Council to invoke Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty. However, it remains unsure whether the North Atlantic Council will actually do this. Given the scope of this attack and the possibility of more attacks coming for Spain, the Spanish authorities have asked the North Atlantic Council to invoke Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty. However, it is unsure whether the North Atlantic Council will actually do this. The treaty was designed to counter an attack by conventional weaponry, and it is unsure whether these kinds of attacks also can provoke the invoking of Article 5. We leave you now for a short commercial break, but be sure to stay with us for more updates on this topic.